Well, let's try this again, shall we? Alright folks, today I'm taking a look at the War for Cybertron Earthrise Deluxe Class Bumblebee. Now I gotta admit, I didn't even know this guy had been announced, let alone released. I'm stoked. Wait, what? Who the hell is GLYPH? Cow Tipper here is from the first wave of Earthrise Deluxe Class figures. And yes, to point out the pint-sized pack of him in the room, he is small for a Deluxe Class figure. Comparing Cliffjumper here to other Deluxe Class figures we've had in recent years, you can see he is quite a bit smaller. He's only slightly larger than an old Legends Class figure, and he does tower above a modern Micromaster scale figure, such as Frenzy there. Yes, Frenzy. Not Rumble, Frenzy. Just making that clear. He does, however, pack an awful lot into his much smaller frame. Cliffjumper comes packaged with the Sniper Bazooka he quite famously managed to miss Megatron with in the G1 pilot episodes, despite him being dead center in his viewfinder. Clearly, dead center in his viewfinder is a Cybertronian euphemism for several hundred yards to the left. The weapon can also be broken down into two smaller hand blasters and some other bits to try and accessorize him with. Personally, I like to equip him with the stock of the bazooka as a mace and his backpack / vehicle mode hood as a riot shield. Yes, the backpack. The most controversial part of this guy. Look, I'm just going to say it. Parts forming is a long-standing tradition of Transformers. There's no one remembering G1, Optimus's fists, the Seeker's fists. Everyone back then had a few parts you had to take off and put back on as you changed them from mode to mode. Is it something we're no longer used to? Sure. But I don't hold it against the guy. If it's a choice between having a little bit of parts forming or an overly complicated transformation that leaves you with a great looking vehicle mode and a ridiculously dodgy looking bot mode, I'm looking at you, Masterpiece Bumblebee. Oof. I'd happily take a little bit of parts forming. It's traditional, it makes the figure look good. And speaking of his other mode, the vehicle mode is nicely compact, very reminiscent of his traditional vehicle mode, though obviously slightly stretched out and a different model of car, I'm guessing for licensing reasons. He scales great with other figures in the line, such as Leader Class Optimus Prime. He scales brilliantly with his miniature masterpiece, and even fits inside the trailer, which is something you can't say for most, if not all, of the other Deluxe Class figures in the line. Cue the Knight Rider theme here, folks. Look. He fits. He does fit, thank God. He fits, and look, close it all up. And he drives away. The weapons can also get into his vehicle mode to create what I guess you could call a jet ski or water skiing mode. I'm sure it's a reference to something, I'm just not sure what. So what are my overall thoughts on the guy? He's a great little compact figure and a brilliant representation of the classic G1 character. I must admit, I wasn't originally planning on picking him up. I was more interested in a Bumblebee or even a hubcap repaint / remold of him. Yet I'm glad I've got him. He's a brilliant figure and looks great on my shelf. After reading his recent 2-part story arc in IDW's Transformers Galaxy series, I can only hope we get a Deathsaurus to go alongside him. So, while he may be sorry he exists, I'm certainly glad he does. This has been my review for the Transformers War for Cybertron Carjacker. A great figure, and I highly recommend it. As always folks, stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da! Cliffjumper, that's it, his name's Cliffjumper, finally remembered it.